Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and for the first time in a long time, I have got a book review. It is actually a book review of the only book that I have finished in the year 2022. The book in question is called Classic Monsters Unleashed, and this is an anthology. It is published by Crystal Lake Publishing. It has not released yet. I believe it's going to release in either June or July. I'll find out the date and I'll put it down in the description below. Seeing as how it's been a while since I've reviewed anything, this is going to be a pretty laid-back review, alright? I've got notes here. So what this is, it's basically new stories about old monsters, alright? Now, when I first got it, I thought this was going to be just about the old kind of universal horror monsters like Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, and all that. But it's not really just that. It's also just about classic monsters, period. Vampires, werewolves, ghosts, things like that, alright? There's some pretty diverse stories, some pretty diverse authors in here, but I still have a few things that I'm going to be a little bit critical about, a little bit nitpicky about, so to speak. So first of all, I'm going to tell you about some of the stories that I did like, all right? Because I made notes. Like I said, I got notes right here, okay? Here we go. So the second story is called Holland Legion, and that is by Jonathan Mayberry. And what it's about, it's an Island of Dr. Moreau story that is a Nazi mashup. In other words, basically, just kind of think about, how it would be a perfect marriage, with the Nazis. And and these might trigger some things, and I don't mean to, but all the crazy, weird, horrible experiments that the Nazis performed, back in the day, kind of fit right in with the Island of Dr. Moreau. And that's pretty much what this story is. It's kind of that little marriage, that little mashup, of that kind of story or whatever. And I enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed it a lot. I haven't read a lot of Jonathan Mayberry, all right, but I really did enjoy this one. Let me see here. There's another one. All right, there's a werewolf story called Old Monsters Never Die, and it's by Tim Wagner. And it's basically about a werewolf hunter, kind of an origin story of a werewolf hunter, and there's kind of a play on words with that, all right? And, with the title of the story, or the title of the story being Old Monsters Never Die, it's basically about a werewolf who has taken a vow not to take a human life, all right? That's all I'm going to say about it. It's, to me, one of the better stories in the book, so it's another one I enjoyed. All right, let me see here. Another one I enjoyed is Blood Hunt, and this is by Al Goingback. Now, this one to me, this might have been pretty close to my favorite story in the book, because it's just really one hell of a mashup. Okay, so first of all, take Buffalo Bill, and I don't mean the Buffalo Bill from the Silence of the Lambs, I mean the cowboy hero from years and years ago, Buffalo Bill. All right, take him, take the great Native American Sitting Bull, all right, and then throw Count Dracula into the mix. It is a Count Dracula story that takes place in the Old West, kind of an encounter between the three of them, all three of these characters. I loved it, all right? It's just a fun mashup, okay? That's just the point of it, okay? All right, so let me see what else I got here that I liked. I told you this is going to be a laid-back kind of, impromptu thing here. Let's see, Modern Monsters was good. It was kind of a continuation of The Fly. And it doesn't quite tell you that it's a continuation of The Fly, but once you start realizing what's going on in the story, like with matter transmission and things like that, you realize that that's exactly what it is. I enjoyed that one. That was pretty cool. Let's see here. There's even a tale of Count Orlok from Nosferatu. It was okay. It was called The Night Bird. It's alright. Let's see. Oh, one I really did enjoy, another werewolf story, and this is a Wolfman story. Not just a werewolf story, but a Wolfman story, like from the 1941 Wolfman. Basically, this is a retelling of the Wolfman from the point of view of the gypsy woman, who was the mother or whatever of the werewolf played by Bela Lugosi that Lon Chaney Jr. was attacked by, and he ended up killing, but unfortunately got bitten and became the Wolfman himself. I really enjoyed this one. Really excellent, different point of view style story. Awesome. Really good. Let's see. Okay. Something Borrowed by Lindy Ryan. I enjoyed this one. This is a Frankenstein-esque story told pretty much in the age of Tinder. You know, swipe left, swipe right, and that kind of thing. So I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was enjoyable. All right. I guess I should talk about some of the ones I didn't quite care for either. So let me see. Where is it? Beautiful Monster by J.G. Faraday. That one just to me seemed to try a little bit too hard as a Frankenstein story. All right. It did nothing for me at all. Neither did A Tale of Wickedness by Kelsey Liu. I don't even remember what monster was featured in this one. I'm not really 100% sure. Let's see. Moonlight Serenade by Gabby Triana. Now, I did enjoy this one. That was an excellent story. It's about, I have it described here as a tale of lycanthropy amidst a woman's desire to have a child. All right, so just kind of roll that around in your mind a little bit. Really excellent story. It makes me want to read more Gabby Triana. All right, let's see. Oh, here's one that I really freaking enjoyed. Hacking the Horseman's Code. And this is by Lisa Morton. And it's about this guy that, you know how when you go to the Halloween store, the spirit store or whatever, and they go to those big animatronic monsters that if you step on them, they move? Well, this guy buys one of the Headless Horseman. Except the thing about it is this one is just so realistic, and he uses it for some rather nefarious means, all right? I don't want to spoil too much about the story, but really excellent Headless Horseman story, okay? Let me see here. Okay. But yeah, those were the ones I liked, and I mentioned a few of them I didn't like. Now, if you saw my Goodreads thing, you'll see that I gave this 2.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, the fact of the matter is that aside from the stories I liked, I wasn't really overwhelmed or underwhelmed by this anthology. I hoped to be overwhelmed by it, but that just wasn't the case. One of my biggest complaints about this thing is there are 30 stories in this anthology. And you got some great authors, too. You got Joe R. Lansdale, you got Ramsey Campbell, you got Jonathan Mayberry, Lisa Morton, Al Going Back. I could just keep on naming people, okay? But the thing about it is, there are 7, out of the 30 stories in this thing, there are 7 Dracula stories, or Dracula-esque or Dracula-ish stories. Why do we need 7 Dracula stories? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I just thought you could be using the space that you took up on these stories for some other monster, all right? So that's my biggest complaint about this, all right? Yeah, I mean, I never know how to end these things, these book reviews. I'm terrible about how to end them or whatever. But, yeah, and I know I said, and I also know I said I believe in something or another, I can't remember what, but I also said I wasn't going to give star ratings. But I figure I do have to give one for this because I do have to, I got this from NetGalley, and they're going to expect a review from me. I'm probably not going to go into as big a detail writing the review as I am talking about the review, and I may actually leave the link to this on the thing, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, I was hoping for so much more. You know, I mean, I enjoyed the stories enough that I did like not to be disappointed, but at the same time, I was disappointed in the stories that could have been and just weren't there. All right, that's it. So there you go. Anyway, that is my review. I'm just gonna go ahead and post this thing. I mean, it's Tuesday. It's my day off. I don't know what, but I'm gonna go ahead and post it. So y'all take care and stay scared. Okay. Bye bye. And thank you for watching. Bye.